still a no. Gave you an admonition, you not discuss your testimony with anyone whatsoever. Did you have any conversation with anyone about your testimony today?
No, sir.
Very well. All right. Mr. Moss, your witness.
Mr. Boyd, did you get something to eat?
I'll take about 3 bites.
All right, we talked a lot about the hullabaloo you were going through earlier in the years with your ex. I'm going to shift gears with you a little bit. I'm going to suggest to you that one of the assertions, and you've seen it, is you were having a bad day on September 9th because you posted for sale things, right?
Correct.
Tell us what you posted and tell us about how that culminated into you posting on that way.
Two items that got posted for sale were a new 4Runner and an engagement ring. Keep in mind, we had just gone through this split, and it was time for me to try to get some stuff back because the 4Runner had been purchased. I mean, obviously, you naturally assume you're going to marry this person, so she was going to be helping out with the business. 4Runner was purchased through the business because she was going to be helping with the business. That was the anticipation. We're no longer getting married. She's not going to be working at the business. I can't keep that card for that purpose. So I needed the card back. The other thing was the engagement ring. I asked for that back, and in the list of demands that we had gotten that we spoke on earlier, one of the things that they put on there was that they were going to keep the car, and if I took the car back, then for the rest of the 18 years with the child, I'd have to do all of the driving. That she would do no driving, and the car would be theirs, or the car would be returned. But then, if I wanted to see my child, I had to do all of the driving. They refused to give the ring back. Said that they wanted to give it to Hunter, my son, one day. Another reason that we went and got an attorney, and she sent out a letter, and she told them that the car and the ring will be returned, that she listed the reasons why. They arranged a date. They responded. That was the first time we'd gotten attorneys involved. They responded and agreed to return the car and the ring. And this was kind of a relief because
Well, I mean, coincidentally, when was the deadline for them to return?
That Saturday of the incident.
Same day of the incident?
Yes, sir.
How long has this been going on?
I don't know the time frame, but I think the letter got sent a few weeks before, but the request for it back had been made maybe a month and a half before that, somewhere in there.
And it was your demand, right?
It was my demand.
Relayed first by you, is that right?
By me, responded with in that letter, the demand letter back, and then my attorney at the time, she took the situation over and she sent it out and sent the demand letter.
And what specifically was the demand?
The car and the ring were to be returned on this date.
By a particular time, right?
What's that?
By any particular time?
By any particular?
By any particular time on that day?
I don't. There was a time on there, but I don't remember the time that was written on it.
Okay. Now, were you involved in any way in that collection or retrieval of the car and the ring?
No, I didn't want to add any kind of confrontation to the situation. I didn't want to add any kind of tension. I just felt I had things to do at the beach. I felt it's best for other people to handle it. I had a few family members step up. They agreed to handle it.
And how'd they handle it?
They went to the drop-off location after it was dropped off and collected both the items.
Okay. And when they collected them, how'd that happen?
They drove up, car was sitting there. One of them got out, unlocked the car, checked the cup holder. The ring was in the cup holder. And then I think we had a little group chat going. They sent a picture where the other party was sitting in their car across the street filming them. And I think we went on. It was kind of a big relief.
Was it upsetting?
No, that was a relief because I paid on the car monthly, so I knew that car payment was going to be off of me. I'd gotten the car at a good deal, so I knew I was going to be able to resell it and get a little bit of money back, and then I was going to sell the ring and use the money from both to fund my custody battle. So I was pretty glad everything was coming together.
So you were pleased by that result?
I was.
And you posted on social media these things for sale that day, right?
Yes, listed those items for sale.
Is that in any way related to Scott Spivey or what happened afterwards?
Not in any way whatsoever.
It just happened to be on that day?
It just happened to be on that day.
All right. When the exchange was made, anything notable about that caused the family to talk or report things to you?
They sent the picture of the people sitting across the street filming them, and I think I responded with some laughy faces because, I mean, why do that? But it's just not surprising.
Were you mad about it?
No.
Were you surprised about it?
No, everything was planned. This was the expectation of the day.
So, and what was the other expectation of the day? You were heading to the farm, right?
We were going to go to the farm. I was going to get all that stuff unloaded, unhook the trailer, unload all the stuff into the barn, start trying to organize where we were going to store the stuff, and then get ready for the next day.
Okay. Who was invited to this gathering for the next day?
Oh, Lord, Mr. Moss. I think.
I submit to you, I wasn't.
Sorry. My sister, mom, dad, I invited another friend, his wife, and his 2 kids. I believe my grandmother was coming. Bradley's wife and kid may have been coming. I can't remember exactly. Bradley was going to be there. There might have been 1 or 2 others. I can't remember.
It was intended to be a gathering of family and friends.
Yes, we were going to cook out.
Okay. So, anything else that was in your mind that afternoon besides getting these fans and going on to the farm?
No, my mom was just on the farm. I was ready to get out of there.
All right. We'll jump around a little bit on you.
Okay.
You called 911, right?
I did.
Let's try. We're gonna play that in a few minutes. Let you talk to us about it. But you, at some point along this journey, you called,
Yes, sir.
and you kept them on the phone as you were driving to Camp Swamp Road, right?
Yes, sir.
From the time you first called them until you got to Camp Swamp Road, you were on the phone.
Yes, sir.
And you were on the phone with them until after the shooting stopped. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, when we saw some video, it'd be fair to say you were excited, right, at the scene?
Yes, sir.
Maybe excited not the right word. You were. What would you call it?
I think I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I mean,
You ever been in that situation?
never. I was frantic, which may appear excited. I didn't know what to do. All I can remember is what they taught you years before in a CWP class. Call the police, ask witnesses not to leave, don't touch anything, and document. That's all I remember.
Is that what you did?
That's what I did.
All right. You stayed right there until they got there, right?
I stayed right there and waited for the police to arrive.
Now, did you cooperate with the directions given to you by law?
Every direction given to me.
Well, now, They did tell you to sit down one time and you couldn't sit down, right?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Well, the video has what it has, but the point is you didn't refuse any direction by law enforcement, did you?
No, and if I didn't sit down when they told me to, it wasn't intentional.
And you didn't refuse to answer any questions by law enforcement, did you?
I have never refused to answer a single question from the time this happened to today, and I won't refuse to answer any questions today.
All right. So you cooperated, in your opinion, did you cooperate fully in the investigation?
Yes, sir.
And you had asked the dispatcher to send an officer to you, right?
I begged him. I begged him.
Okay. And did you ask for an officer before there was a shooting event?
I did.
Okay.
And I even warned that officer that I felt like this man might shoot at them, the policeman.
Okay.
Careful.
While on the scene, you answered what you were asked, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you called some people from that scene, didn't you?
I did.
And you remember who they were?
I believe I called you, I called Brandon Strickland, and I called my mom, I think.
Okay. So let's break that down. Why did you call me?
Part of that CWP class, from what I remember, is when something like this happens, you call an attorney.
And I came there,
Yes, sir.
but I didn't get to you. How long did it take?
It took a little bit.
You know why I didn't get to you?
No, sir.
Yeah. You know where I was?
You were down. I know you were down the road, but that road, I think, was probably pretty backed up.
Well, barricade, right?
Yeah.
And you called your mom, and it showed up in some of these recorded calls.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's talk for a minute about the phone calls, how they got publicized, or widely known about. That night, did you show your phone to the investigating officers?
I did.
Okay. You ever try to hide anything about what was on your phone from that event?
No, sir.
Did you volunteer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you have any idea in your mind that these phone calls were being recorded?
That wasn't on my mind at that time.
Okay. Some of them were with your mom. Some were with Brandon Strickland. I don't remember his rank at the time, but he wasn't deputy chief. He was some other rank, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And ultimately, he didn't come, did he?
No, sir.
He didn't come to the scene. And
Right.
you asked him to come to the scene, didn't
Yes, sir.
you? And he didn't come.
Right.
And your parents, you asked them to come to the scene, right?
I did.
And ultimately, they weren't allowed to, right?
No, sir.
Okay. So, and you asked me,
Yes, sir.
and I was never allowed to either in terms of getting to the inside the tape. Is that right?
Correct. They made you stand in the median.
Okay. After that event on the scene, well, let me say this. Let me ask this. The detectives didn't really talk to you on the scene, did they?
No, sir. They just kind of.
Substantively, they did.
Right.
But they did talk to you, right?
Yes, sir. We got put into separate vehicles and taken to, I don't know what they call that little, it was like the police department, but it was a teeny one. I don't know.
Precinct.
Precinct. Near the scene, maybe.
Near Bell and Bell.
Near Bell, but yes, sir. Bell and Bell.
We call it Highway 57, the North Precinct Office, for your information. So you were put in one police car with an officer, right?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Williams was put in one police car with an officer, right?
Yes, sir.
And driven to the North Precinct Office.
Correct.
Okay. And did you offer to ride with me up there?
Did I what?
Did you offer to ride with me up there, you and Mr. Williams,
To ride with you?
instead of the officer?
No, sir.
You don't remember? Okay. Well, let's move on. But you rode with him. Okay.
Right.
And when you got, before you left the scene, I want to ask you this, and I may have already. I don't mean to be repetitive, but did you know any officer on that scene?
I didn't know a single person up there.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Do you remember an officer passing a note of any kind to you? Or not passing, but showing you something?
I do, yes, sir.
What do you remember about it?
We're sitting on the trailer. The officer that's parked directly behind the trailer backs up from his door. I think he shut the door, but he walked towards us. He had a clipboard, and we're sitting there, and I don't remember the manner in which he did it, but he flashed the clipboard at us, stared at us, and I looked at it, and then I believe Bradley saw it too, turned around, and then he went away, and that's how I remember it happening.
To your knowledge, had you ever seen that officer in your life before that evening?
I have no idea who that guy was that night.
Do you know who he was who was here today?
No, no,
Did you know why he was showing you that?
no, and I wish he had never done that.
Did you tell anyone that he did that?
We tried not to talk to anybody, but as soon as they let us get to you, that's the first thing I told you before anything else was
I don't want
said.
you to get involved in too much about what you told me unless we have some context. Somebody else there when you told me that.
Bradley was there.
Okay. And was it a surprise to you that some officer you don't know showed you this note?
I didn't know what he meant by it. I was totally dumbfounded by it. I mean, what do you say to that? What do you do to that? Act like a victim. I mean, I am a victim. I'm sitting here at a scene where someone just tried to shoot me and we had to shoot back. And you walk up and you just flash that at me. And then I mean, immediately I knew this was bad because I didn't ask for that. That is not what I needed you to do. It's not what I asked you to do. I don't know this guy. He just walked up and did it to me.
Well, you've had a couple of years to reflect on it. Do you have any idea what he might have been doing now?
I have thought about this over and over and over because this has made me look guilty of something that I didn't do. And all I can do is just try to figure out why he did it, why he felt led to do it. The only thing that I have come up with is I was in a frantic state. I was up. I think my adrenaline was probably still going. I'm pacing back and forth. I'm trying to get people on the phone. I don't know if maybe he just wanted me to calm down and just chill. I don't know if he thought that he was helping. I can't speak for why someone else did something. All I can do is try to understand it, but I don't know why he did it.
Well, that goes for Mr. Spivey too, doesn't it? You can't speak for why he did what he did.
Very much so.
And that, we'll get back to that in some of these phone calls. So you went to the precinct office.
Correct.
You walked in. You ever been there before?
No, I didn't know that was back there. I'd been to the DMV. I didn't know that's what that thing. It's behind the DMV. I didn't know that's what that was.
Well, there were numerous officers there, right?
Correct.
Some have testified here. They went there. Bradley was there.
Yes.
And I can't. Is that right?
Yes.
Other than Bradley and me, did you know anybody in that precinct office?
I didn't know anyone. I was looking around and I didn't know a single person in there.
They wanted to talk to you, didn't they?
Yes, I did.
At that time, you were talking to a detective.
Correct.
Do you remember who it was?
Detective Alan Jones.
You hadn't met him before, huh?
No, sir. Just at the scene, he walked up and I think he took our IDs. Maybe he got something from us and then walked off. But then I didn't see him again until the precinct.
Okay. Was that scary?
Yeah, the entire thing was scary.
At any time during your interview with the detectives at the precinct office, did you refuse to answer a question?
No.
Did you explain to them everything that you perceived?
Everything I saw, I explained it as quickly as I could, as I remembered it, in detail, and answered every single question asked of me. I never pushed back. I wanted to be helpful.
In fact, you taking some pictures, right?
I did take pictures
And from your phone.
from my phone.
And you pulled it up and showed him, right?
I pulled my phone out, it was already on the date, but scrolled down to where the picture started, showed Detective Alan Jones, and I said, I showed him what I had, and then he went through what I had, and he told me what he needed from what he saw on there. And then I believe he gave you a link. Someone got a link. And what's happening?
We're going to show some of those pictures in a minute.
I believe there was a link, and my attorney told me to everything that Detective Jones wanted to send to him, and that's what I did. But he had unrestricted access to my phone at that point.
Who did? The detective or me? I want to make sure.
Detective Alan Jones.
He had unrestricted access to your phone.
Yes, and I offered that. I mean, that was,
Do you remember talking to Detective Jones that night specifically about this tablet?
vaguely, yes. Around this time is when I start to my memory starts to kind of get blurry a little bit on fine details.
Well, let's talk about this tablet, because it's been asserted in this case that you would have had pictures or video on the tablet. You're aware of that, right?
Correct.
Is that true?
It is not true,
Tell me how you know it's not true.
because I did not film anything on that tablet.
What was that tablet for?
We used that tablet because it had I went to AT&T, I got a SIM card put in it, so it had service. And when we would do our road trips or we just drive around town or just whenever, I would put YouTube on that tablet, and we would play music videos on it just to listen to. Long road trips, I'd put documentaries on there so we could listen to documentaries. It was for entertainment purposes only.
To your knowledge, was there a video on that tablet at any time that you owned the tablet?
One video, yes.
Was it related to Mr. Spivey or this incident at all?
No, sir, and it was from the beginning of that year. It wasn't even the same time frame.
And I don't want you to be real specific, but I want you to tell me the nature of that video.
That was a video that a female had sent me and has nothing to do with this case.
It would be fair to say it was maybe risque,
It was risque.
and it was on that tablet,
It was on that tablet.
and you deleted it, didn't you?
I did delete it right before I got into my relationship earlier that year. I deleted that video because I felt like that wasn't really respectful to keep that on there, and that wouldn't be a good conversation if that was found on there. So before I entered into that, I deleted it off that tablet.
And you said before you got in a relationship earlier that year, when specifically did you delete anything from that tablet that was a video?
The beginning-ish of March of 2023, sorry.
Long before September.
Long before September.
So it is true to say that you deleted a video from the tablet at some point in time.
It is true.
What about as it relates to this incident? Anything on that tablet?
There's nothing on that tablet from this incident.
Was there ever anything on the tablet?
There was never anything on that tablet from this incident.
Have you ever said there was anything on that tablet from this incident?
Not that I can recall, no.
Okay. Now, the tablet was in the truck the night of the incident, right?
It was mounted on the dash about right here.
Okay. And indeed, some of the photos you can see it, right?
You can see it, yes, sir.
And so you don't dispute there was a tablet on the dash, and it could have been capturing images or film if it were programmed to do so, right?
Yeah, if you wanted to use it for that purpose, it can be used for that purpose.
Did you ever use it for that purpose as a dash cam at any time?
No, it doesn't even make sense to use that tablet as a dash cam, because the way dash cams work is they record on a loop, so they don't have to have 3 terabytes of storage. They'll roll, you'll drive for 10 minutes. If there's no incidents in that 10 minutes, I'm using 10 minutes, but it could be longer. If there's no incidents inside that 10 minutes, then it loops back and it re-records over itself. That's how dash cams work. Tablets, this particular tablet, it can't record like that. It records until the memory's full, which means you'd have to go in every few hours, delete the video, reboot, restart the recording, and go, and it would always be up. And to record video on there, you can't run any other apps like YouTube. So if I'm trying to drive and use that as a dash cam, then I cannot use the tablet for its intended purpose of watching music videos or listening to music or listening to a documentary or a podcast or an ebook on there.
Well, who else uses tablet to listen to music or podcast or YouTube while it was in that truck?
My ex-fiance,
And who else besides her?
Bradley.
Okay. I'm talking about your ex-fiance's family.
Her little sister.
Okay. And they would control it.
Yeah, they would unhook it. You see how it's right there? They would unhook it from there, and then whatever seat they were sitting in, they would hold it and then hijack it so that I couldn't. They wanted to listen to Taylor Swift nonstop, and they knew I didn't want that. So.
And sometimes they take it to the back seat.
That was Jordan's favorite place to take it because I couldn't reach it back there, and she found it funny that my algorithm would always be messed up for weeks with Taylor Swift after she was done with it.
And that actually showed up in some of your communications, whether it was disclosed in this case, right? That
It did.
conversation about your algorithm being messed up.
Yes, sir.
Now, you never told anybody at the precinct office that this tablet had any kind of video related to the scene, did you?
No, sir.
And you never told anybody that this tablet was used as like a dash cam on the highway, right?
I did not do that.
But you're aware that allegation's been made, right?
It's been made, and they push it hard.
Who pushed it? Well, let me rephrase that. Who made it, from your understanding, from the discovery?
From the discovery is Mr. Tinsley.
Well, no, he got it from somebody.
Jordan.
And what about anybody else in Jordan's family?
Emily J.
Who's that?
That's her little sister.
Okay. And when did that happened during this domestic dispute, didn't it?
It did.
When you were fighting for custody?
Yeah, I believe she alerted them that I used that as a dash cam because I always felt like people were going to hit me and sue me, so I always had a dash cam running.
Do you ever have a conversation like that with Jordan or Emily?
No. In fact, Thursday before we went on our co-parent trip, I was sitting in a Mexican restaurant and I looked at Jordan while she was telling me that she wanted no part of this case. And I said, Jordan, you're well aware that I don't use that tablet for a dash cam. That tablet so you can listen to Taylor Swift and ruin my algorithm. And she laughed.
Let's move on from that for a minute. Well, not too far. The police took the tablet in the truck, right?
They took the tablet left with the truck.
When did you next have possession of the tablet?
After SLED had completed their dump on the tablet.
Okay. Now, you heard Mr. Tinsley say they gave the truck back to you. You tried to get into that protected demise.
Correct.
Did you receive your truck back personally?
I did not receive my truck. I would not walk outside and look at it. I couldn't handle it.
Do you drive that truck today?
No.
Do you know what happened to the tablet from the time of that night until SLED got their hands on it?
Only in the last few months while we were prepping for this, because I finally said, someone tell me what did happen to the tablet, and it was explained to me that when we took delivery of the truck, it was my mother and father who met the tow truck driver at my condo outside. They cleaned the truck out. They removed the tablet from the truck. They left my condo, and drove straight to the law office of Mr. Moss and delivered the tablet to him.
Who cleaned the truck out?
My mother.
The glass and everything, the debris and all that stuff.
Mom, Dad.
Okay. In the days after this event, do you remember receiving a request, the county police wants your phone?
I do remember that.
Okay. How'd you feel about it?
I felt this is the first time in this entire thing I felt uncomfortable cooperating.
Why?
Due to the connections between them, Mayor Marilyn Hatley, City Manager Mike Mahaney, and the other people that I knew we had issues with that had already inserted themselves, from what I'd been told, into this investigation, or attempted to.
You've been told that by credible sources, right?
Yes, sir.
No, don't give me the name and tell me if they force you to give the name, give the name. But right now, I just want to know the position of the person who's concerned.
At that time, that individual was a council member of North Myrtle Beach.
He confirmed to you what?
That they had a personal interest in this and that they wanted to be involved to get information and be kept in the loop.
And that concerned you?
It's very concerning knowing that everything that goes to law enforcement becomes part of an investigation, and therefore it becomes public record as the investigation, and they can just take what they want from it and use it. They can use it against me to embarrass me, smear me, have inside information on things that I may be planning. I mean, there is such a long list of what an angry politician will do with
A little bit of power.
a little bit of power.
What kind of stuff was on your phone?
Banking apps, passwords in my notes, which everyone has. There was financial information in there. There were ideas in there. There was trial strategies in there for the custody battle. There were personal photographs. There were, that list just doesn't end. There was crypto information in there, keys for crypto that
Who did you learn that Mayor Hatley was trying to talk to?
the chief of Horry County Police Department. And I know for a fact that that phone call happened, and because it was said that they felt like they needed to be involved in the investigation and kept in the loop. And at that time, I later learned in that conversation they were told no, but I did not have that information at that time.
You were not interested, to be fair to say, in giving Horry County Police your phone, is that right?
Not because I didn't trust the officers, because I didn't trust the politicians trying to get in there.
What did you offer instead?
Our counter offer was for SLED to conduct it.
So, I want to know specifically from you, whose request is it the SLED do this and not Horry County Police?
That was my request, Your Honor.
Now, your phone, when this conversation happened, but they're going to want to dump your phones, and we got in this back and forth. What did you do with your phone when you received that information that they wanted, you weren't going to give to the police?
Once I received that phone, I went to AT&T in North Myrtle Beach. I purchased a new phone, got it activated. Once it was up and running, I took that phone the same day, a few hours later, directly to Mr. Moss's office and left it with him.
Now, that was, you remember how many days after September 9th it was?
Through reviewing everything, I think I did that on Wednesday, the week after.
It'd be fair to say when the recording stopped, right?
When the recording stopped, yes.
Up to that point, did you even think about the recordings going on?
No, those weren't in my mind. No. At that point, I was struggling every day. I wouldn't think about that.
Now, you don't know what happened after you brought it to me, do you?
No, y'all wouldn't tell me where it was, what was going on with it. Y'all wouldn't give me information on it.
Well, did you need information on that?
No, I'm just saying once it went to y'all, it's that was the end of my involvement with that phone.
Well, maybe not. Remember you had to come back to my office to sign a form?
To sign the form, yes, sir.
You signed consent forms, didn't you?
I did sign the consent forms.
And you gave in those consent forms, what? What consent did you give?
The same parameters. This is for the phones, right? Yeah.
What do you remember? I'll show you the document if you want to see it, but I just want to ask you what you remember.
What I remember is that we consented from the day of the event forward, indefinitely,
For anything.
for anything.
Anything created September 9th or after
Correct.
on your phone. And anything September 9th or after on what else?
On the tablet as well.
Did you really care about the tablet being September 9th or after?
No. No.
But that's what the form said, right?
Correct.
Now, you came to the office and signed those forms, right?
I did.
With me,
Yes.
and you met me on the weekend, right?
I did.
What do you recall about anything on that phone that you deleted on that day, which would have been the weekend before SLED picked it up?
I asked you if I could delete some sexually explicit images.
Were those created on or after September 9th?
No, sir. I just knew as soon as this stuff gets dumped, it goes into public record, and who would see it?
Did you delete anything from your phone that had anything to do with Scott Spivey or the investigation of the incident of September 9th or anything after September 9th?
Off the phone itself, no, sir.
Was there anything going on at that time with you deleting something that reappeared?
Yeah, one of that image, I didn't know how this stuff worked. So you delete something, and then it comes. If you don't delete it, you delete off the device. But you also have Google Backup, where Google Backup will if you don't turn off a setting, it will reapply photos if you update your phone or something like that, or hard dies, restarts. I think that was where the issue was coming from. I didn't know you had to go into your Google Backup and delete it there or turn off that setting to make that happen, which caused an image to continue to reappear.
This particular image, right?
Yes, sir.
That you wanted to delete.
Correct.
And you did delete it.
I did delete it.
In my office.
In your office.
On when?
I don't remember the date.
Well, before it was picked up by SLED.
Before it was picked up by SLED.
Was it at the time you were signing the forms?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you have any concern whatsoever about anything on that tablet?
No, sir.
And other than maybe the embarrassment of the sexually explicit photo, did you have any concern about anything on your phone after September 9th?
No, sir.
What did you understand SLED was going to do with that data when you gave your consent?
My understanding was they were going to go within the parameters, they were going to dump and have access to everything on the day of forward and use it for their investigation, and I guess I would have made myself available to address any concerns or questions.
And Your Honor, it's in the record. I'll be happy to present it if you're of interest, but there were some things you excluded from the consent, right?
There were, but I don't remember. I didn't review that
Well, let's
document
look
before today.
Let's look at it. Make sure we get in it. Now, I don't feel the need to mark it as exhibit unless the money is required, but it was attached to the pleading in the motion that attorney Kenneth filed seeking to compel SLED. You'll recall we had a conversation with 2 months about it. And it was exhibit A, B, and C of that motion. I don't know if I can show you this document. Take a look at it. Let's talk about it. If we have to mark it, we will.
I'm so sorry.
Several documents now.
Okay.
Now that one's got, I submit to you there's 2 pages, but and you may not know this, my recollection was it was front and back, but you've got two different pages. So I don't want you to get them out of order. Let's take this one.
Okay.
Now, that's your signature?
It is my signature.
And on the back page, you know what this is?
That was me giving SLED the access pattern to access my device. I drew it out and everything so they would know exactly how to get in.
Have you changed it now that somebody's made it a public record?
I no longer use that method to access my devices.
All right. What did you say that you were going to allow and that you were going to exempt from their ability to download your phone?
To allow SLED all data created on or after September 9th, 2023.
Everything.
Everything. I wasn't, everything. Any phone call activity log or text message to 910-625. Do I need to read the last? Because
Let's not read the phone numbers, but
yeah, I didn't want to do that. That would have been Spivey's phone. Regardless of date.
let me. You didn't know that was Spivey's phone, did you?
No, it's written here.
Okay, and who prepared that phone?
SLED.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't know that number. You don't know that's Spivey's number because you ever talked to Spivey, right?
Right.
Okay. Please proceed.
Oh, I said, yeah. No, I didn't know that was his number. I was just reading the name attached to it in this document. Regardless of date of call or text, and the exclusions, or exclude the content of any written communication between Boyd and attorney Kenneth Moss, skipping phone numbers, and Boyd and attorney Heather Von Herman, skipping numbers.
Now, who was attorney Heather Von Herman?
She was who was beginning my custody battle litigation.
Is that who made the demand for the return of the ring?
That is who made the demand.
Okay.
The second exclusion, Your Honor, was exclude the content of any written communication between Boyd and Kenneth Bradley Williams that relayed legal advice or direction from either attorney Kenneth Moss or attorney Robert Lee.
Now, attorney Robert Lee was who?
That was Bradley's attorney. Oh, I'm sorry.
Now, that's on your phone.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Let's talk about the tablet.
Okay. Is this the tablet sheet or is this one?
Well, one of them's yours and one of them's Bradley's.
That's Bradley Williams.
So let's lay that aside.
Okay.
And let's talk about what you presented to on the tab.
All right, it's the same way we just did it.
Can we just summarize it?
I'm sorry?
Can you lead him on this one?
Who prepared this form?
I've learned that's a no-no.
Something like this,
It's only a
something like
no-no
this.
when the judge says it is. Right now,
Okay.
he's saying you delete it.
It's not telling me what happened, that's, can you read this? And
It is the
can you read
same.
so-
It is the same exclusions and the same allowed.
And on the back, is there a password?
There's no password
And why is that?
because I don't believe he uses the password. Oh, this is the tablet. There is no password on the tablet.
Was there ever a password on the tablet?
No, there was never anything on it to need to lock it.
All right. So SLED was going to get the data except for what's been exempted. And did you know anything about that process? How they do it?
No, that's over my head.
Okay. Did you have any understanding that SLED was going to give the information to anybody else outside of law?
No, I didn't agree to that. I agreed to give it to SLED for security concerns.
Do you know who SLED gave it to?
They gave it to Horry County.
The very agency that you refused to cooperate with on your data, right?
Yes,
SLED gave it to.
correct.
And what did Horry County do with it?
Published it.
Well, they gave it to the lawyers in this file on my subpoena, right?
Right.
And they gave it to other lawyers too. And then it got published, didn't
It did.
it? And some of what got published was phone calls that were within these exclusions, right?
Correct.
Like phone calls with me.
At our first deposition, Mr. Tinsley even told you in the back room, I've got the calls between you and Boyd, and I know your trial strategy.
It was the very call.
Your Honor, I mean, first of all, that didn't happen. It wasn't in the back room. And second of all, I mean, it's an outright lie to say that. I told Mr. Moss that those calls were included, that because they were attorney-client privileged, and I had not listened to them before the deposition.
I submit to you that's exactly what Mr. Timsey told me, but it did happen in the back room.
All right.
Point
He
is,
needs to answer questions and not keep telling you what somebody else told y'all. Okay? So you characterize your questions carefully to do that. I don't want y'all to have to testify.
I'll do what I can.
I'm sorry.
Do you understand what the judge instructed?
I do now, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Please. I want to switch gears a little bit. I want you to play this 911 call in a few minutes. Right now, I want to talk about what happened. Well, one more question. Benji Spivey. Who's that?
I didn't know.
Benji Spivey.
Oh, Benji Spivey. Benji Spivey is someone who, at the beginning of my relationship with the fiance, apparently I'd been told that they were coming out of a fling, I guess, and then it overlapped. I learned this after the fact. It overlapped a couple of weeks into the beginning of our relationship.
Who told the police first about Benji Spivey, if you know?
Me. I made it very clear that due to the last names being the same, I need this known up front, and I need to make sure there's no relation.
And when did you make that?
At the police precinct.
And did you tell them what you knew about him so they can get up with him?
I did. I got his contact information and where he lived and stuff, and I gave that to Detective Allen.
And how did you go about getting him? How would you know how to find his contact information?
I asked the mother of his children to provide it to me, I believe.
He grew up where?
Hartsville, same town I did.
So you knew he was.
I knew who he is. I knew what he drove. I knew what it looks like.
At any point, did you ever have any belief or concern that Scott Spivey was Benji Spivey?
No.
Okay. Did you ever have any concern at any point, then or now, that your ex-fiance had any relationship with Scott Spivey?
No, not at all.
But you gave this name to the police the night of. So
I did. This was serious, and they needed that information, so I provided it immediately.
Okay. Let's turn. I want to talk about what happened. And we may refer to some maps. Tell us in your own words what you remembered, and then I'll go back and try to prompt you to fill in some holes if I think there are any. From September 9th, after you left Tractor Supply.
Please keep in mind, we're at 2.5 years. So my memory and what it always has been. We were at Tractor Supply. We had just bought the fan. We went and loaded that fan into the back of the pickup truck, and I just tossed it up on the back rack. We got in the pickup truck. We started heading towards the farm, and the way I get to the farm from Tractor Supply is Highway 9 is here. Tractor Supply is tucked back right here, but this is a four-way. The police precinct's right here, so this is the four-way. I pulled out right here, and I took a right, and I sat at the stoplight, and then when the light turned green, I went left, and I began my way down Highway 9.
Maybe, see if you can get a demonstrative that will help you explain this to the judge. And Judge, I know you've seen the highway. See if this might. If you need it, just here. Don't feel like you have to.
Do you have a stick?
Yeah, I think.
Right there.
Okay.
That would help.
I don't want to give the judge something he can hit me with.
He might hit me first. All right, truck supply, boom, right there. So this is the four-way I was explaining. Police precinct is like right there. So I pulled out here, I went up, sat at the stoplight, and took a left. And I started heading down Highway 9 this way. The
Okay.
farm is that way.
Okay?
And just for future reference, Bell and Bell is right here on Highway 9.
And that map's oriented north and south.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Any interaction at all in that intersection with Mr. Scott Spivey?
No, sir. None.
Anything unusual that you recall about that intersection when you were driving on that afternoon?
No, sir. Everything was normal.
Okay. And then what happened?
Continued down the road. We have it marked. I don't know exactly where the interaction happened, and I can't speak to everything that happened behind me that I didn't see. But I'm driving along, and I'm just finishing up a text message, and I sent that. And as soon as I sent it, sometime immediately after, I hear my friend Bradley, and excuse my language, Judge, yell, "What the fuck?" I looked up first because I thought, oh crap, I'm going to hit something. But then I looked over, and when I looked over, I saw a truck, and the first thing that caught my eye was our mirrors, because my mirror was here, and we have ones that stick out. So my mirror is here, and I noticed his mirror was there. It was just, there might have been 2 inches.
His driver's mirror and your passenger mirror.
My passenger mirror and his driver mirror. And then I finished looking, and when I looked over, I saw him in the truck. He had his hand here, and he had a pistol, and he was doing right like this at...
Who pointed the judge?
I'm sorry. He was doing this at Bradley's head. And, at that point, I'm kind of just like in shock, and I probably should react at this point. I start hitting the brakes, and Bradley said, I believe it's around that time Bradley thought maybe that was a prank. He was like, "Do you know that guy?" I said, "No, I don't know that guy." And then I'm slowing down, and he starts slowing down. Then he gets close again, and then he speeds up. And when he speeds up, he swerves over. I hit the brakes again. He comes back, and I know he swerves again. And after that second swerve was the brake check. The brake check was intense. It was, you know how trucks, when you hit the brake, the truck bed lifts? It lifted so much that I could see he's right there, because he's about to hit me. But yet it had lifted so much, I could see his license plate in front of my hood. And we're about to just slam into each other. And that's when I jerked it over. And I noticed as I was jerking it over, he was going over with me. And he ran me off the road. As we're off the road, we're in the gravel. I'm both hands on the wheel. And I don't know what's going on. Get into the ditch, and I could feel my tires doing that. And I look over, and I start getting back on the road, and then I turn, to look at the lane to see if I'm clear to get back on the lane. And it looks clear, so I start to pan back to the front, but as I'm panning back to the front, there's Spivey's truck in the left lane, and he's a little in front of me, so he's leaning out the window, aiming straight down the top of his gun, just aiming at the truck, and he holds it. And that's, for some reason, that's the first time I felt my body do the, I thought we were about to get shot at. I think that's about the first time my body finally was like, all right, this is a situation, and I felt it, and I got nervous. But I think while he was holding that, I don't know why, but his truck was drifting to the right lane, and I think once he, I can't be speculative, he corrected it, pulled back in, and corrected it back into the left lane. Then I got back onto the highway, and I don't even think we've spoken at this point. I don't know what to say.
Who spoke?
Bradley and I. I get on it. I catch up. I'm trying to catch up. He's running fast. And I try to get caught up because I want to get his license plate. I want to get this information to the police. When I get back up near him, he re-engages for the most part, and he begins to try and slow down, and then I'm slowing down, but I get the feeling that he's going to go to another lane. When I did that, he cut me off. I tried to go back, he would cut me off, and then he would floor it forward. Then he got over, and there was one point where he slowed down quick because I think he wanted to get next to us again. I slowed down, and then he bolted back up. And at this point, again, I don't know landmarks because I wasn't looking at them, and I know that's frustrating, but I was driving defensively for the most part. When he zips back up, there's a yellow Jeep.
Let me stop before we get to the yellow Jeep. I do want to ask you about that. At this point, he's pointing the gun. You demonstrated to the judge what he's done.
While he's doing all that, he's doing this with his pistol. He's holding it out the window and staring at me through his driver's side mirror.
What about when you ran off the road?
When I ran off the road, he hung out of the truck while continuing forward, aimed down the top of his gun, and just kept it on the truck while we were bouncing through the median.
And this is what, and you were driving, what kind of speed?
When we got ran off the road, we were probably 50. $50-ish, in the 50-ish, 55 maybe. I don't know the exact speed. I did not look at speeds from that encounter on.
From the best of your recollection and understanding, approximately where did this happen?
Where it happened? My original thing was I thought it was somewhere in this area, but y'all have determined.
Don't talk about what you determined.
Yeah.
We'll
Originally, I believed it happened somewhere in that area.
That's what you originally thought.
I originally thought that.
Okay. Now, you were about to tell us about Jeep.
Yes. So right around here, somewhere up in here, I'm back on the road. I look forward, and I can see him, and I'm I'm 40 yards behind him, but in the other lane. He comes up behind the yellow Jeep, and he's now brake checking to the front of it. It's like he was brake checking forward. I didn't understand it. And then we brake checked forward, but then I noticed, because we were getting closer, because she was slowing him down, we were getting closer, and I could see his gun over the dash, and he was aiming straight through the back glass of that lady's Jeep. And he held it there. He just held it there. And then he was doing that maneuver. And as I got a little bit closer, because I was taking pictures, as I got a little bit closer, I saw the gun myself because I was getting to where I could see a little bit through that window, into that window spot, and I could see the arm with the pistol. And I didn't go any further forward.
Did you take a photo of his interaction with this yellow Jeep?
I did. I got one photo of that.
And it was from your phone?
It was from my phone.
Okay. And I'd like to post that photo. And you number. 35I. That'd be all right? I'm not gonna work with technology, but
Sure. 35.
yeah. Please use this stick and explain to the judge what's going on in this photo.
So in this photo, may I stand up? Sure. Okay. In this photo, in that photo that was there it is. We're zoomed in, and you can tell we're zoomed in because of the pixelation of the camera. I would assume we're probably 40 yards back. We're not way up there. This is the first. This is what before she had really slowed him down and we had caught back up. You can see his face, his facial hair here. That is his hand, and that is the pistol in the mirror right there. And he's just aiming straight right here. And as I got closer, because originally I thought he's showing me the gun in the mirror, but as I got closer up here, it was, I don't know how to explain it, I don't know how to Chevy. It was like, if this is your gauge cluster, it was here. It was here. It wasn't like this cannon at the mirror. He was aiming it straight ahead of that Jeep. And then I didn't get any closer than that. I kind of like just stayed there. He whipped out and then went around the Jeep. Truck squatted and he...
Is this hand that you described holding this gun you see in the mirror, is that the same hand or a different hand that he pointed the gun at you?
That is the same hand he has used so far in these 3 incidences of the gun being brandished.
Okay. What do you recall after you took this photo?
We got to 905. I believe 905 is right up here.
Feel free to look at the map. It'll help.
Is this the same area?
Let's see.
Yeah,
That's Marlowe Circle. So
905 here, right?
yep. You see anything that you recognize?
The Minuteman.
Okay. And
So
where's that located?
that's maybe, gosh, so much up here. That's maybe, I don't want to say a distance and it'd be wrong, anybody argue with me. That is after this spot, but it's fairly close. I believe you pass a used car.
Can I go back to that photo? I'm sorry, Brian. Let's talk about this spot when you took the photo of the yellow Jeep.
Okay.
Now, you didn't have GPS, right there, Brian. You didn't have GPS in your phone such that it geolocated the photographs, did you?
No, I guess Android doesn't automatically run that unless you turn it on or something.
We learned that Bradley's phone did have that.
Yeah, his was running.
Well, what do you see around the surroundings in this photo?
You see the 45-mile-an-hour speed sign. It says 45. And then you have these dead trees here. And then right here, there's 3 power lines. You only see 2, but there are, I believe there are 3 right there.
Did those landmarks help us locate the location of this photo?
Yes, you and I were able to drive along, and then we just instantly realized this is it.
For any other reason or just because of those landmarks?
Just because of those landmarks.
Okay. So, could we, next video, this has already been published, Your Honor, it's the video of passing the Minuteman. Now, when you take this photo of the Jeep, you said you were behind him distance and zoomed in with your camera?
At that camera, I'm going to estimate I'm about 40 yards behind him, but when he went around that Jeep, he sped up, and I didn't. I just kind of kept going.
Do you know how fast you were going?
I was not looking. I do not know.
What were you looking
I was looking at his truck.
at? Okay. Did you speed up to stay with it?
Yes, there were various times, and I won't, look, there were various times I did speed up to keep Spivey in eyesight. I've never denied that, and I never will deny that. I did speed up to keep Spivey in eyesight. I want that to be made clear.
Okay. We're going to play your video. And, Brian, if you can, stop it with both vehicles in the same frame if you can. If not, we might find still. Now, this video is, it says Minuteman on the right-hand side, right? Look at the screen.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty here. If we not play.
Sure, there might be a still up here. I got a still copy here. Oh, you got it?
This is the Minuteman.
All right. That's the Minuteman. And that's at 905 and number 9 intersection, right?
Correct, yes. I thought we had one with us both.
We're trying. You see his truck, right?
Yes, sir.
I want to get one that shows him and you.
That's my truck. You can
Okay.
see it loaded down.
Okay? I want to ask you, were you on his ass at the Minuteman? And I want you to look at the picture and tell me.
No, sir. I was not.
You know why I'm asking you that, right?
Yeah, because I don't know, a phone call said I was on his ass.
Okay. At any point were you on his ass?
No. When he was brake checking me, there were times that I was in close vicinity, but I was never where I couldn't see his license plate. I was never on his ass.
All right. Well, if we played that video, when we can play that video, you've seen it before, right?
Yes, I have.
What is your impression of the distance between Spivey's truck and your truck at the Minuteman?
Can you pull the other picture back up of Spivey's truck?
I'm not sure. I'll ask.
I think we marked that picture.
Yeah,
I've been looking for the one that had both vehicles in it. I've got it. Both vehicles. Oh, don't make a mess.
I think that's one.
And what do you look?
I'm looking for Minuteman photo or video.
You want us to play it?
Sure.
Please, please.
When this video plays, I'd like you to look at it and tell me what you believe is the distance between your trucks, as best you can estimate.
okay.
Between the back of his and the front of yours.
Yes, sir.
Oh, a little bit too.
Yes.
And let me know if you see any other cars you recognize.
Okay.
Thank you, Mark.
I'm not doing anything. They got.
Yeah, I apologize, this thing didn't work fine until just now. I had to act up.
You know what I'm gonna do for you?
Thanks, Brad.
I'm gonna take the break and figure it out. Same ammunition. Let's go to this on it. You get down.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you don't have to sit in over. seat. I don't see young Mr. Martin. Does that mean he didn't successfully get it done?
I think we scared him off.
I think it
We've
did.
been working hard during the break, Judge.
Well, I'm gonna pray upon Mary Catherine because she's not messed up yet.
Don't jinx me.
She's been steady. All right, back on the record.
I want to take one step back and then
No, no.
2 steps forward.
All right,
I want to go in this video.
I want to remind him, you didn't discuss your testimony with anybody?
No, Your
Excellent. Now you may continue.
I want to go backwards, step 2, I said 1, and only last one area. I want to take you back to the scene, night of. You heard it suggested in this courtroom and other places that you approached the vehicle, right?
Correct.
Tell me about that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what he said.
I'll get closer to the mic. You've heard it suggested in this courtroom and other places that you approached this vehicle.
Correct.
You spied me.
Right.
You did.
So
You did.
I did approach the vehicle.
Tell me about it. Tell the judge about it.
In that situation, there's people already walking up. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if he's going to start shooting again. I don't know what's going on inside that truck. I don't know what the situation is. You don't know if he's going to start shooting again, or if someone walks up there and tries to help him. If he's going to just turn around and start. You don't know. So the threat, you don't know if the threat's over or not. So I got out of my truck. I walked down to the ditch. It's a median and it slopes down. There's a ditch, and I was between the median and the ditch, close to the ditch, because I needed to jump in it. And I made my way up the ditch line very slowly, and I was just looking in the truck, just like that, from the other side of the road to the ditch. I got to where I could see 2 feet, and I didn't notice them moving, and I moved up closer. There was no movement, and I moved up a little bit closer. There was no movement. And that's where I took a photo of the vehicle. Because for you. CWP class says you don't touch anything, but you document everything. And that's what I did.
Would you go in that vehicle?
No.
Put anything in that vehicle?
No, I never got close enough to go in that vehicle. I never got within an arm's length of that vehicle. I never stepped on that pavement when I was next to that vehicle. Where that photograph is where I was standing when I took that photograph. That is the closest I ever got to that vehicle. I turned around, and I think I actually backed up. I walked backwards, I think.
Now, you saw some other witness statements that talked about other kind of attributes of this walk, didn't you?
Yeah, there's one witness that has me in the ditch walking up.
Remember who that was?
I believe that's Mr. Wright.
Another witness said something different.
Another witness said that I went to the curb.
I don't hear your testimony, so just keep moving on.
All right.
I don't need him to repeat all the testimony for me.
Well,
I'm
these are
sorry.
occurred.
Sorry, but he asked a question, I'm just,
Yeah, that's ready to meet. All right. So you didn't manipulate any evidence around that truck?
No,
You didn't put anything in it, take anything out of it?
I did not plant drugs in Spivey's truck.
All right. Let's move on to this photo. Not photo, video. What I want you to do, and I'm not going to tell them to stop and start, because I don't want it to take long. I want you to watch what you see, and I want you afterwards to explain to the judge what you saw with respect to what vehicles were related to what you saw that day, which I remember, and how far apart you think you were from Spivey.
Okay.
Now, if you want to stop, you tell us, and we'll play it slower if you need to, but I'm not asking you to do that in the interest of time.
There we go.
What did you see?
I saw Spivey's truck, Boyd's truck, and Ward's car.
How about the Jeep?
The yellow Jeep was there as well.
Okay. Were you on Spivey's ass?
No, I was probably 60 yards behind Spivey.
Whatever that distance was, You didn't measure it, right?
No, you can't measure
Is
it.
that distance consistent with down the road when you took the photos?
There were many times throughout Highway 9 where that was about the distance I felt safe to follow and relay location, and that's kind of where we kept it. There are times we got closer back together, traffic did that, and there were times that we were far apart, and we have photos of that.
All right, so let's move on a little bit to the other side of the intersection at 905.
Okay.
Can you tell the judge where it is on that map?
Other side of the intersection at 905, that would be from here up.
Okay. And what was happening?
That's around the time that somewhere in here, the white truck appears. I wasn't ever paying attention. I don't know where the white truck came from. It came up just like Scott came up. It's just out of nowhere. You don't know where it came from. But there was issues between them as well. And that's also about the same time I'm calling 911. This looks like a long ways, but once you get here, somewhere in here, it turns to 60 and you're running highway speeds, and that's not a long ways. What I observed from that point on was Spivey and the white truck. Spivey was in the left lane, the white truck was in the right lane, and they were going at it. I mean, almost more aggressively than he had gone at my truck. They did different things. I don't understand. And I told the police that night, y'all got to figure this white truck out. Something was going on with that white truck between them. White truck would do this, Spivey would do that. White truck would do this, Spivey would do that. White truck, then I saw it. You know when a truck guns it squats a little bit and it goes. White truck squatted, Spivey's truck squatted, and then they took off. And they didn't let off. I mean, they just kept going, and then I sped up too. I'm not going to deny that. I sped up too, because I didn't want to lose eyesight of Spivey. I'm on the phone with 911. I don't want to lose eyesight. That's my priority. Somewhere further down, they start to slow down, and then they get into a little bit of traffic. Once they get in a little bit of traffic, they're running the flow of traffic, is what I would call it that day. I'm still at a little bit of an accelerated speed. I don't know the speed. I'm not running 100 miles an hour. But I naturally closed the gap back a little bit. And then they got to roughly where is it on here? Yeah. They got roughly around here, and that's when we had gotten close again.
Well, let's not go there yet, because I want to talk about some photos. Could around, you know where Pine Needle Road is?
Yes.
You take any photos around there?
I don't believe it was me who took those. I think that was Bradley that took those photos.
Okay. Well, let's put them up and see if you recognize what's in them.
Okay.
They've been displayed in other places. Can I have some of those? Those photos around Pine Needle? If you give the court an exhibit on them.
Is it Bradley's or Weldon?
Well, I'd like to start with Weldon's.
Your Honor, these sequence of photos is exhibits 35A through P.
35A through P.
35A through P, Your Honor.
I want you to walk through them. He'll put them on the screen. You tell me what you see.
No, it's a bit of purple days here.
This was more brandishing, as you can see here. His face is there. I do remember this. I believe I took this photo. Maybe not. Maybe Bradley took this one. There's always been confusion of who took what photos. He kept looking in the mirror, looking over there, looking in the mirror.
What hand's the gun in?
Has his gun up.
What hand's it in?
It's in his left hand.
Okay. No, and this is after 905. So
This is after 9:05.
Could you give me the next one? Or make that one of y'all.
This is just a little further down, and the firearm is still being brandished, and you can see him here looking ahead.
What's the unit? Can I have the next photo?
This was another slowing down brake check thing. He had just let off, and guns out. This time he had his finger in the trigger well. This one's really blurry because you can't see, but if you zoom back out, you zoom out a little bit more, or is that the picture? Okay, there you go. So you see the angle of my truck. I'm trying to miss him again. So the angle of my truck's this way, but I remember this one because when I started to move over, he was moving over as well.
Okay, please.
And I was behind him, but he did that, there it is. He did that to close the distance back to me. And I'm angled again, and he's angled as well. I felt like he was just trying to get us to either stop or run us off the road again.
Can we get the next one up? You recognize this photo?
I recognize it. I believe this is the one after those events where we're back in this lane and he gets over in that lane and then he begins his whatever. He just starts kind of going on his own.
Let me ask you, you're following him, right?
Correct.
In what direction are you heading?
I'm going down Highway 9 until it veers off at Loris.
And at this point, and that's where your farm is.
That's where the farm is.
And at this point, you and he are heading the same direction.
Correct.
But you are following him.
Yes, I am following him. And I am relaying his location to 911.
Can we get the next photo? You recognize this one?
This is a little further down from that point, and this is more distance. He's just kind of increasing his distance there. Not much going on.
You have any idea where the white truck is at this time? The other white truck?
I think he's back here.
What's the next photo? We can see them all.
You've seen them all,
When you get a little further down, you get to the fireworks store, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna have him play that video, and I want you to tell me about the cars you see and what you see with respect to speed and who's involved.
Okay.
Traffic on as much as you can narrate, and if you need to stop at any time,
Just stop when everybody's there.
can you do that, Brian?
So if you'll watch the flow of traffic. There's one car, just watch the speed.
I think Brian sped him up.
I was like, golly.
Brian, can we get the normal traffic speed?
This is it.
All right, so there's flow of traffic.
What do you see?
Right here. All right. Here, Spivey is stuck in this traffic a little bit. Here's the white truck we're talking about. They are beefing in this moment. But these two cars are interrupting their ability to go. And then this is me right here. And I'm about, I would say, 2 truck lengths behind Spivey. And I'm in the left lane, Spivey's in the left lane, the white truck is in the right lane.
At this point in time, do you feel like you were driving excessive in speed?
No, we were moving with what I felt was the flow of traffic.
What about Spivey? You think he was?
I believe we were all moving at the flow of traffic. This was after the white truck and Spivey's trucks acceleration, and then that's the traffic I'm talking about when they got caught in it and we all rejoined.
Mr. Boy, I wanna jump to your 911 call. Now, you called 911 a little back before the fire was still, right?
Correct.
Do you remember exactly where you were when you called?
I don't.
Okay, do you remember the first road indicator that you gave me?
Was it Marlowe Circle?
Well, I mean, you gotta testify, not me. If you don't remember, we'll hear, but if you do remember.
Yeah, I think Marlowe Circle was the first thing that I noticed and called out to him.
Where's that on the map?
I see it now. Here.
Okay, it's before the fire was still.
Right.
Okay,
I called here.
okay. It took a few seconds to get online.
Yes.
So I'm gonna ask O'Brien to play it, and we'll probably stop it at times. But there were 2 recordings produced in this case, right?
Correct. One. Yeah.
What do you know about that?
One was just the one from the dispatch center, and one was from the recorder on my phone.
Okay. I'm gonna submit to you. We're gonna play the one that was recorded on your phone.
Okay.
Okay. O'Brien?
Just muted on one.
Afraid to touch you. Here. I don't know which one's which.
In our faces, acting like he's about to shoot us. If he keeps us up, I'm going to shoot him.
What do you hear in the background?
You hear the supercharger of my truck.
Okay. Now, why? You're accelerating, aren't you?
Yes.
Why are you accelerating?
I'm trying to close some of the distance and keep him a little closer than as far out as they have gotten.
Is this when he's somewhere with the white truck, or are you following him at a different time?
This would have been around the white truck when they did that little thing.
Okay. And you said, what'd you say to him? If he keeps this up?
If he keeps this, I don't know my exact words. I wouldn't. If he keeps this up, I'm gonna have to shoot him. I believe it's that line.
Okay. Did you want to shoot him?
No,
Did you want to harm him?
no.
Did you want to have any kind of confrontation with him?
I did not want to have any kind of confrontation. I did not want to have any kind of incident with that guy. I just wanted 911 to get to him. I wanted 911 to get to him.
Please proceed.
I'm on Highway 9, but he's trying to run from me now. But Highway 9 headed toward Lois. We just passed Marlowe Circle. We passed Marlowe Circle. We're heading towards Lois. I'm going to stay with him the whole way. Y'all need to get this guy off the road. He's aiming guns at people. He racked it. He was about to shoot at us. We pulled our guns out. I don't know what this dude's problem is. I'm told of it.
Hear what you said?
Which part?
Sleep as we pull our guns out.
Yeah, we have our guns.
Explain that.
What I meant was we had our guns available. They were accessible. Mine was in my appendix carry right here. The other was in the bag next to Mr. Williams. I said we had our guns out. Mix up of words. The adrenaline was going. It was a stressful situation. But our guns were on us, and they were available.
Well, Mr. Williams' gun wasn't on him, right?
His was on the top, in his bag.
He's like day bag or carry bag?
Yeah, it's just a bag he carries everywhere with his keys and everything else in it. We did not have guns up like this. We were not holding guns out the window. We didn't have our windows down. We didn't have guns visible anywhere. Our guns were accessible.
Okay.
Fucking couch, and he just pulls up next to us and aims a gun at my fucking friend's head. I'm Weldon Boyd. I'm staying with him. He's in a black Chevrolet. His license plate is RC1538. It's a Michigan, what does that say? North Carolina weighted tag. Chevrolet black pickup truck. We're passing. Yes, he's aiming guns. Listen, this dude shoots at me, we're going to put him down.
What do you intend by that statement?
I'm trying to relay the severity of the situation to this 911 dispatcher who, I'm not going to knock the guy, but he seemed disinterested the entire time. I felt no sense of urgency out of him. The more I told him about what Spivey was doing, there was no urgency in his voice. It was just the same. I just felt like he didn't grasp the situation of how serious it was.
But you did tell him, if something to the effect that if he shoots at me.
If he shoots at me, I'm going to have to put him down. I mean, I was letting him know that this guy has aimed guns at me. He has driven. I mean, I'm not saying that, but in my mind, I'm saying that because I know the guy's aimed guns at me. He's driven aggressively towards me. He's a danger to multiple people. I've witnessed him aim a gun at other people. He is a danger. This guy is a threat.
And did you intend to defend yourself if he shot at you?
If he shot at me, I did intend to defend myself.
Did you intend to harm him if he didn't shoot at you?
No.
Did you intend to try to stop him?
No. I did nothing to impede on his travel. I did nothing that would be perceived as a legitimate threat. I did not mess with him. I followed him. And I did because I was on the phone with law enforcement, and I believe that's what you're supposed to do. When someone is a threat like that, that is not normal. You have sat here for 2 days and heard every witness.
Well, the judge has heard the other witness.
That is scary, and it's not normal.
Let's move on with the call.
This dude's insane. He's been following us. Now we're behind him. We've got pictures of him holding. I've got pictures of him aiming the gun at us and everything. He's about to put the gun out again. So if this guy aims that gun at me, we're going to have to shoot him. I didn't do it. I was talking to my friend. We're trailering couches. And this dude my buddy's like, what the fuck? And he's got a gun aimed at us next to us. Then he tried to slam on brakes.
What's happening right here? Because you heard that's Mr. Williams. It says slow down, right?
Yes.
What's happening?
He is he's now hitting the brakes, closing the distance with us again. And Bradley's perception of that situation.
He can tell us his protection.
Yeah, but he was hitting the brakes, and he was closing the distance between us.
Okay. You know how fast you were going?
At that time, I don't know the exact speed, but we were over the speed limit.
Were you 100 miles an hour?
No, you wouldn't be able to hear us talk with that supercharger at 100 miles an hour. That truck sounds loud because it's got a massive blower on it with a big pulley. It is loud sitting in the parking lot. If we were doing 100 miles an hour, you would not hear us speaking.
Did you lose any cargo through this whole trip?
We lost nothing. I walked around and I kind of looked at it at the scene, and there was nothing missing. Couches were there, the fan was there, the boxes were there, everything was there.
So you had the trailer in tow while you were doing
The trailer was in tow, yes, sir.
this. You ever towed the trailer at a speed like 100 miles an hour?
No.
Let me show you this picture. Plaintiff, defendant's 3880. Take a look at that picture. explain to the judge what you see.
This is the way the back of the truck was loaded up. Now I can tell you what was in the truck bed. I can see. This was a half-open box. This was a ventilation fan that we were going to install on the side of the barn to help suck some of the hot air out. This was the fan I had bought for Mama. This was, I believe that, I don't know what that is, I'm not to say, but these are some plastic bags that we've got some stuff from Tractor Supply. And you can't see it here. I'm sure there's a photo somewhere, but it does need to be noted. This truck bed is not the full depth. I have a deck system in it, which means the actual bed of the truck is about right here. So all cargo really only has about 7 inches inside of the railings of the truck, not the full depth.
Do you believe that stuff would be in that truck in 100 miles an hour?
That open box wouldn't be. That one right there wouldn't be. I can attest to that. That plastic bag wouldn't be.
All right, I'm going to proceed on with the call.
Ran me into the grass. He just swerved at me. I know the trooper fast. Y'all, he may shoot at the cop too, man. Tell the cops we're in a white Ram pickup truck and we are armed. I'm military, so it ain't us. Don't shoot us. This dude's fucking nuts. Now he's coming off the road. We're gonna keep trying to follow him, but if he starts shooting, dude, I don't know. All right, so
You say he's turning off the road.
Yes.
Can you back that up to when you first said that? Maybe 2 seconds or something.
now he's coming off the road.
That's 301.
301?
On the time.
Okay.
He's turning off the road. What do you mean by that?
At that point, I saw the white truck and Spivey's truck. They both were starting on their brakes, and then they really were on the brakes, and the white truck turned. And it was just instantaneous, and he was in the left lane. He turned behind that white truck. I mean, just like he skipped over one full lane and then turned onto Camp Swamp Road.
At this point, were you at Camp Swamp Road?
No.
I want to proceed, but I want you to, from the video, I want you to maybe raise your hand so Brian can stop it. I want, from the audio and your recollection, tell me when you get to Camp Swamp Road.
Okay.
You understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, because I'm able to read the sign before I actually get to the sign.
Well, if you can determine, I want you to tell me when you got to the sign.
When I got to the sign.
If you
Okay.
can. And that's, I want you to raise your hand so Brian we can mark the time. We're at 3:01, Your Honor. Correct.
We're gonna keep trying to follow him, but if he starts shooting, dude, I don't know. All right, so he's coming onto Camp Swamp Road.
Were you, at this point, what road were you on?
I was still on Highway 9.
Okay, we're at 3:09. That's 8 seconds later. Is that, am I correct in my math?
Right, and I'm not turning. I'm getting there. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm about to be turning.
Okay. Please proceed, Brian.
Camp Swamp Road. He's stopping. Hey,
Are you on Camp Swamp Road at this point?
Yeah, actually, you can hear my tires. You can hear them turning. So if you back up a few seconds, you can hear when I'm actually making that turn. I just heard it. Right there.
Camp Swamp Road. He's stopping.
311. That was the. You can hear the tires getting the gravel.
He stopped.
He's stopping.
Describe the stop.
I'm making the turn. As I'm doing that, I'm having to repeat myself in that moment. So I'm not looking down Camp Swamp Road. I am looking at the road sign, and I'm yelling it now because they couldn't hear me. I'm making that turn, and as I'm making that turn, I look forward, and there's Spivey's truck. White truck is gone. Gone. Spivey's truck, the door's opened, and I see him like coming out, like feet just leaping out.
What'd you do?
I'm slowing down now, and I'm beginning to stop.
Okay. Did you stop?
I did stop.
You saw this diagram earlier, didn't you?
Yeah.
That Tomasi spoke about? In this diagram, she depicted you, right?
Correct.
With the trailer? And
Yes.
him. Now, she measured 75 feet 7 inches between your bumper and his bumper, is that right?
That's right.
So how far would you say you were from him? She measured the trucks, but not the people.
Oh, well, I mean, you're going to have me inside the cab. That's going to be another, I would say 8 feet from the front of the truck. And then he's going to be in this part. Like, as he's leaping out, he's in the door there.
Okay.
So your truck beds on a 1500, I think, are what, 6 feet?
I don't know.
Yeah, 6. So I would add 8 feet and 6 feet.
So you think you'd add 14 feet to that 75?
I would.
Okay. All right. I don't want to stop this thing too many times, but what do you remember before I play the scene?
So this is where I see certain things and I don't see certain things because everything's going on. I'll run through it the best I can recall. He's jumping out. I know he has a pistol. I can't see it very well at that distance, but I know the gun's in his hand because he's got it. After I stopped, I turned around and I started looking. And as I turned around to look, because my plan was, okay, I'll back up. But as I turned around to look, there were cars coming into Camp Swamp Road. I looked back forward. And when I look forward, now he's as I look forward, now he's like right about here. What he's done is his door's open and he's stepped over to the oncoming lane and he's walking this way and he's yelling. I don't know what he's yelling, but he is yelling. He's got the pistol in his hand. He's yelling. He's motioning. I look away again. I'm looking over my left shoulder to see, can I just maneuver the truck? Can I try to back that? I'm just trying to figure out where to go. When I look back forward, he's right about here. And I knew at that point, I can't go forward. Anything, I'm trying to run him over. I've called it the Matrix move since the beginning because it's the only way I know how to describe it. He does a Matrix move with his firearm, which is he has it here. He grabs the slide, does this, racks it, comes down just like this. The gun is on its side like this. And in that moment, I believe somewhere around there is when Bradley is screaming to back up. I'm yelling, I can't. And the reason I couldn't back up was because I got confused. I was overwhelmed.
I'm going to play the rest of it.
Okay.
Until after the bad stuff, and then we'll talk on the other side of it, okay?
Hey, we're about to have a fucking shootout, dude. This dude's got a gun. He's got a fucking gun. We're out. Hey,
Run back up!
I can't put it in gear.
Put it in!
recognize all that?
Mhm.
Explain not being able to put it in gear to the judge.
I have another truck. Dad and I, we have trucks, and sometimes I drive his truck, sometimes he drives my truck. The Ram that I was in, the shifter is here. It's kind of like a car almost, where it's at. It's down here. The Ram, the 2500, we have a diesel Ram. Its shifter is here, and it's actually really high. It's about like right there. I went for that first. If you notice, I get kind of quiet. There's nothing there. Took my hand, and I was going for that. It wasn't there. Then I reached down here, and I had my phone in my hand, and I was trying to pull the shifter, and that's when I yelled, I can't. What I screwed up on was it has a button for these two fingers. With the phone in my hand, I wasn't hitting that button. And then I pulled the phone back up, and I believe that's when I'm communicating a little bit more, and then it's just, everything just goes to hell.
You heard. Let me show you Plaintiff's 38F. You recognize that?
That's my truck.
Is that the shifter you're describing?
Yes, sir.
In that photograph, can you see the buttons you were describing?
Yes, sir. The button I'm describing is right under here.
Now, I want to ask you about something that's been presented in this case. Do you remember in Mr. McMurray's statement, the detectives on the night of, and in his deposition he played here, he demonstrated, and he said when he passed by your truck, he saw you holding the gun over the dash.
Yes.
Do you think that he saw you with the gun over the dash?
No, Mick. I believe, and I'm not going to call him a liar. I believe McMurray he did not see my gun because I had a phone in one hand, I had another hand on the steering wheel. I was trying to go between shifter, which is up here, shifter down here. I don't know where a gun would have been in that moment.
Okay, where was your gun?
My gun was appendix carried right here.
Okay. Now, what about Mr. Williams? Were you watching him?
The only part out of my peripheral I remember with Mr. Williams was watching him do this, which would be going to his bag.
Okay.
But after that, I mean, I'm still doing the. I didn't see what happened next.
Have you considered the position of your gun versus Mr. Williams' gun at the time y'all were returning fire?
They would have been very close together because I would have been straight on, and I believe Mr. Williams would have been over because he wouldn't have had a straight on. He would have been over.
Okay. But you did draw your gun and fire.
I did draw my gun. As I drew it, it somewhat got hung on the seatbelt, and I yanked it hard and got mine up.
Okay. And you did return fire.
I did return fire.
Do you know to a certainty whether you returned fire first or Mr. Williams returned fire first?
I believe Mr. Williams got the first shot off.
And why do you believe that?
Well, one, I got snagged on the seatbelt during my draw, and two, it made more sense because I had to drop a phone. I remember pushing harder on the brake pedal, pulled because I was trying to get back like this to get it. I pulled, snagged the seatbelt, then got it up, and I remember as I'm coming up, I felt that, and then I fired. Just
What is that?
concussion.
And where do you think it came from?
It would have come from Mr. Williams' muzzle.
So you think you felt that before you fired?
In a millisecond before it hit me.
Do you know to a certainty or approximation how many times you ended up firing?
I don't have an approximation or a certainty because I don't know whether or not that magazine was fully loaded. I don't break my gun out every morning and clean each bullet and then reload it, put it in there. I don't even remember when I loaded the magazine that was in that gun. Would have been months before, threw it in there. I know at the end of it, I had one left in the magazine and one in the chamber. So that would have been 2 left.
And how many does your gun hold maximum?
If it's full, 15 plus 1.
So 16 at the maximum.
16 at the max.
And you had 2 left.
I had one in the chamber and one in the magazine.
Now, at one point you reloaded.
I did.
Did you shoot it all after you reloaded?
I did not.
Okay. So if my math's correct, 14 would have been the most you could have fired, right?
Had the magazine been fully loaded.
But you don't know if you fired 14 times.
I don't know. I wasn't able to count.
All right. At the time this happened, was your windows up or down?
All my windows were up.
How were you seated?
How-
How were you seated?
As I'm firing,
Well, throughout the process, are you in a seatbelt? Are you in a shoulder strap?
I'm
Tell
in
me
a
the strap.
seatbelt. My shirt at that point is kind of pulled up and stuck with the seatbelt. A little bit leaned back. My foot is so hard on it was. My foot was sore the next day from how hard I was pushing the brake pedal.
Why were you pushing the brake pedal?
I was so tense that
Was your truck running?
it was running.
Was it in gear?
Yes, I did not have time to put it in park. Hell, I couldn't get it in reverse. And then I was like this over the steering wheel.
All right. Did you see Mr. Spivey fire you?
I absolutely saw Mr. Spivey fired.
Were you afraid when he raised that gun?
I knew exactly what was going to happen next. It was,
Is that when you said we're about to have an effing shootout?
no, that was while he was advancing and then going to get the slide and then do it over.
Okay. Did you hear him fire his gun?
It was faint, but I heard it. I heard it. I saw this black just puff with a little dot of yellow, and I saw the action. I saw it. I saw it.
Do you know how many times he fired?
I have no idea. I know he fired one.
Okay. And now you agree with me that in other places you might have said that differently. How many times he fired, right?
Yes, I've all, yeah.
Do you know?
No, I got no clue how many times he's fired.
After that first round, did you hear any others?
We did hear more.
Okay.
The first round, and then all we could hear is just everything, and you don't know what's his, and what's his, because your ears now, when you fire, I know this now, when you're in a sealed vehicle and a gun goes off, it's just like, and your ears just aren't working. You hear ringing, but your ears aren't working, and you can feel the concussion, but it's a muffled sound. So I don't know who was who, what was what. But I do know when he got back into the truck, there was a pause. And you listen to the video, it's faintly there, but it felt like minutes. Because we stopped. When we got in the truck, I thought maybe it's over. I thought maybe it was going to throw it and drive and go. But then the back glass, his back glass blew out, and he was shooting. You could sometimes see it. This is actually perfect. That would be. You could sometimes see it like this, but I think he might have got off 2, maybe 3, and then we just started again. I mean, it wasn't no,
Now, you were firing how? What direction?
straight through the windshield.
And as you fired, did it obstruct your vision at all?
It began to, yes, very quickly.
Okay. Now, prior to any firing, did you have a clear and unobstructed view?
I had a clear, unobstructed view.
Do you have any doubt about what you saw with respect to Mr. Spivey firing?
There's no doubt in my mind that that man shot at us first.
And D. Bradley says that in the call.
As soon as I believe that's when a witness pulled up next to us. I think that might have been McMurrah. I'm not positive. And I'm screaming at him, begging him not to leave. I wanted him, please, I don't know my exact words, but I'm basically saying, please stay, talk to the police. And then I believe Bradley says he shot first.
Let's play the balance. Maybe not the whole balance, but let's play the balance because at some point you got off the phone with 911, right?
Correct.
And was that before or after an officer arrived to the best of your recollection?
I believe it's before because I think I asked if I could call my mom.
Back it up, back it up, back it up. Hey, help us, please. He aimed and shot. He held his gun up and aimed right at us. Dude, please come help us, man. I don't know. Dude, I don't want to go over there. This guy will try to kill us. I don't know if he shot or not, man.
He shot first.
He shot fucking first. The dude shot at us, bro. Why the fuck would he do that?
Where are you at?
I'm in Camp Swamp Road.
All right. A lot of things there. You hear Mr. Williams ask you, Weldon, what, something like GD Weldon, why couldn't you just leave him alone?
I did.
You know what that was about?
Probably the same thing I was feeling is this is not what I wanted to be in. This is not what I wanted to happen. This is not what I intended. I wanted to follow him until an officer got there and got him off the road. And I really hadn't even made my mind up yet if that's what I was going to do on that road. I mean, I knew I needed to check the stuff on my trailer to see if it had fallen off. So that's in my mind as I'm going towards the turn. I turn on the road and I'm not even able to decide which one I'm going to do. I'm just ambushed. He's sitting there waiting on me.
You made a decision in that moment to return fire, is that right?
I absolutely did. And I truly believe if I hadn't have, one of us would not be here today.
All right. We talked earlier about you cooperating or not. Whatever happened at the scene, and there's video of that. And then you went to the precinct. I want to talk to you now about what happened after you left the precinct that night. You know what time it was?
I have no idea. I think maybe midnight.
Remember where you went?
I do now because I've been told. I thought
I'm just asking you what you remember.
I remember that I thought I'd gone home, but apparently we went to Wendy's and then back to the farm and picked up Mr. Williams' pickup truck, and then I went home.
And Mr. Williams still with you
He did.
to your home?
Yes,
And he stayed with you that night?
he did.
Okay. And I want to ask you, how were you feeling after this?
I don't feel I don't know how to explain it. I don't, it's the weirdest thing because it's almost like everything's normal, but it's not. And it's, you're processing it, and all you can do is just keep asking yourself, what happened? Like, what in the world was that? I don't know how to explain it. There's a lot of things from that night forward that I have no idea how to explain. And to this day, I have no idea how to explain it.
Well, the next day, some would think you were acting normal, right? You went
You
out.
would think so.
What'd you do?
We woke up, we got showered, got dressed, we went to PSA, and we replaced the 2 firearms that we had turned in that night because that's what we were comfortable with and we knew how to use.
And as far as carrying, when do you carry firearms?
What's that?
When do you carry firearms?
Every day.
The one in your abdomen?
The appendix.
So it's normal for you then?
That is the purpose of a CWP, is to carry a concealed weapon so that if you have to defend yourself or others, you're able to.
Did you ever had to defend yourself before with a weapon?
No.
All right, so please proceed. The next day, what did you do?
No, my memory's spotty from here on. I know we went there. We may have gone back to the condo. The next day, I know he left that night. The next day, I think I tried to, within the next days, I tried to get back to it. I just tried to, I got a business to run, I got to get back to it. I don't know how that's supposed to work, but I got to do it. So I tried to go to work. I ran errands.
What have you told me in the past about what you learned to own in the military?
What's that?
What have you been told to embrace?
You embrace the suck. When things are hard, you make a joke out of it and get the hell over it. You keep going. What's lying around crying about it going to change? It's not going to change a damn thing. You just go. That's what you do. You just.
Is that what you did?
Yeah. I tried to just be tough. I made light of it. I made jokes of it. It just pushed it out. It's just, we got to get past it. There's shit to do. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. There's stuff that needs to be done. We got to keep going. You can't, you just, it's no big deal. You just keep going. That's how I handled this. And I made it about a week.
And then what happened?
I crashed.
What happened?
I had a panic attack. I fell. I made it to my bed, and I stayed in that bed for weeks. I would get up to shower, and I'd get right back in the bed. I was broken. I didn't work for around 8 to 10 months. I didn't even walk in my business. I couldn't. I broke. And I'm still broken.
During that time, when you were trying to embrace the stuff, go back to work, this phone was still recording, but
Yep.
I want to talk to you about some of these calls that got recorded and then given by SLED to the county and the county to the attorneys and the attorneys to the world. I want to go through, I have them in a transcript, so I want to read some of them. If you prefer to hear them, tell me. Some of them are just tasting.
They're disgusting.
Have you heard them?
Most of them. I have a hard time listening to them. I hate listening to them. They're awful. They're just disgusting.
All right. So let's talk about some of them. Who is Weldon Kowarski?
Who?
Ken Kowarski. You know the day?
I believe he's a deputy.
Okay. You ever talked to him, Tom?
No.
You remember describing it all to him, what you saw?
No, I don't remember that phone call.
Okay.
I know I made one. It's there. It's me. It's my voice. I said everything that's in those things. I have bits and pieces of memories of each of these phone calls.
Okay.
But these are my words. I said these things.
Did you mean them?
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to see if I can get any statements in here, Your Honor.
Is there a question?
There's going to be.
I think he was talking out loud.
All right.
Thinking out loud, I'm sorry.
Thinking out loud. I was thinking out loud. I said the silent part out loud. Let's move on to one with your mom. You talked to your mom a lot, didn't you?
I did.
That's your closest confidant, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember telling your mom in one of these phone calls that the detective said that it's cut and dry? Self-defense?
I don't remember that part of that conversation, but I know I said that. I've read the transcripts on it.
Is that what you heard?
I don't know where that even came from.
Okay.
No, I did hear that one. That one I heard at the scene while I was sitting on the trailer. There was a huddle of officers, and I heard one of them talk a little louder than everybody else. He walked up to the group, and I don't know who it was, and he said that this cut and dry, self-defense.
Did you tell him that, or he tell you that?
He didn't tell me that, and I didn't tell him that. I heard an officer walk up to a huddle on the scene before we got taken to the precincts, and I heard him say that to the group of other officers in that huddle.
You remember telling your mom in the phone call that he aimed it at me and he shot and he missed?
I
And
remember.
I shot back and I didn't miss.
I remember parts of that conversation, yes.
Were you being braggadocious?
Probably. Just being tough, just trying to push through it.
You remember in a conversation with your mom on the day after you said we're going to go to PSA and I'm going to get another gun?
I do not recall that.
But you did go to the next day and get another gun.
We did do that, yes. And I did say that. That's in the phone call.
You remember saying in the phone call that, well, I mean, was she asking you, well, I mean, so you and Bradley both shot, and you said he's riddled? You remember telling your mom he's riddled?
He's what?
He's riddled?
I do not recall saying that, but I did say it. It's there.
And the night of, you told the officers that you thought you saw something, didn't you?
I do remember that. I thought that I saw his shirt doing this. It's just weird. I don't know what I saw his shirt doing.
You told the officers that, didn't
I did.
you? Now, at this time, you really didn't know, did you?
No, I didn't have any idea what was going on.
Because had you been told by the county police these kind of details?
No. Later on, I've been told that we hit him, but I don't believe at that point in time I'd been given that information.
Okay. Remember telling your mom, no, we hit him outside the vehicle multiple times, and we hit him inside the vehicle multiple times? You were saying that?
I do not recall saying that, but I did say that. That is there.
Okay. You remember Remember a conversation with someone named Vernon? Vernon?
That's my grandmother. I do not recall the conversation, but I know that the conversation happened.
You remember her asking you why did you pull out and follow him?
I don't recall the conversation.
You don't recall?
Mm-mm.
Why did you pull out and follow him?
Why did I pull out and follow him?
After you got back on the road, why did you follow him?
I wanted to relay his location to 911.
You remember telling your grandma it was your bullet that hit him in the head and killed him?
I don't even think that the headshot didn't even kill him, so that doesn't even make sense.
Well,
But I did say it. I don't recall saying it, but I did say it.
did you have any information about it at the time?
I don't believe at that time I'd been told something like that.
So these are before you gave me the phone, right?
Right.
So this was pretty soon after, right?
2 days after, maybe.
Whatever the day the last phone calls were, right?
Right.
So during this time, you're talking to your grandma, and you're saying, I hit him and I killed him. When you said, I hit him in the head and killed him.
I did say that.
But you don't know, did you? I mean, you didn't know at that time.
No.
Now
I know what.
you know it's wrong, right?
Right.
Okay. You remember telling your granny when you got back in the truck, he was laid down, hidden, and still shooting at us, where we couldn't see him? Remember telling her that?
I don't recall that conversation, but I know that I did say that to her.
And you said when he had to reload, he showed his head for a split second? Remember saying that?
I don't recall telling her that, but that conversation happened. I did say that.
Okay. And you said I aimed and I shot him in the face. Do you remember saying that?
I don't remember saying it, but I did say that.
But you didn't know at this time you shot him in the face, right?
No.
Did you know anything
I didn't, no. I didn't
about
know.
these kind of details?
No, I didn't have those details.
Okay. You remember telling your granny, I don't know if he was on drugs?
I don't recall saying that.
You remember telling her I don't know if he was drunk?
I don't recall saying that, but I did say those things. Those things happened.
How about saying I don't know if he was crazy?
I don't recall that conversation, but I know I did say that.
You remember telling your granny that you know what? He started that thing?
I don't recall the conversation, but I did say that.
You remember saying he started the gun, this future your granny. You remember saying he started the gunfight, and it's almost sick to say, Granny, but I was back in my element.
I don't recall saying that, but I did say that.
You have any idea what that might mean?
No, I've been trying to figure that one out. Best I can guess is that we went through extensive training on how to react to contact, and that training is intensive, it's extensive, and it's intensive, and maybe in that moment I felt like I was going back to muscle memory, which would have been in my element.
Because you don't know.
No, I don't know.
You remember telling your granny I enjoyed it? I got my adrenaline rush out of it?
I did say that. I don't recall her saying it, but I did say that.
Okay. You remember saying to your granny, it's sad, but there's a set of parents out there grieving because their son did something stupid?
I don't recall saying that, but I did say that.
You remember saying, that's the only thing I have any kind of emotion towards at this point is, it sucks for his parents, but he made a choice to put me in a position where I had to make a choice.
I don't recall telling her that, but I know I did say that.
Some of these things are descriptive, aren't they?
There what?
Some of these things are descriptive. He did put you in a position, right?
He did.
Remember telling your granny, that's what the guy did. He rode down the highway aiming a gun at all these different people.
the conversation, but I know I did say it.
You remember saying to you, Granny, that then when he showed his head, I shot him in the face, and that's what ended it?
I don't recall the conversation, but I did say it. All of these things I said.
You remember a call with your mom about video?
Vaguely.
You know anything about video this instant?
No.
Did you hear anything about video?
I've heard so much about the video.
After the incident, you heard about it, right?
Right.
You ever seen the video?
I have not seen any video from that day, other than the Minuteman and the fireworks store.
You remember saying in response to your mom's question, this is, for the record, been provided. It's one of the discovery documents, and it's got a mark on it from these two phone numbers between Weldon and his mom. And I'd like to publish the mom's part, but I'll be happy to get the client to read it, whatever your preference is, but I just need to publish it. The mom says, "Oh my gosh."
You know, this is the lawyers. Do y'all have a preference how he publishes this or not?
I'm sorry, it's hard for me to hear when he just leans down and.
Mr. Moss, go back over what you said in court. You said you had a statement of
I want him to
transcript.
review his mom's question and his response, and I'm happy to publish both, but I want to make sure that Your Honor's okay
And
with
this is a transcript of a phone call.
Yes, sir. All these are transcripts of
That's
phone
what I
calls.
thought. We've been consistent dealing with you recently.
That's correct.
So, does the,
I've been
hang
publishing.
on. Did y'all have any preference
No, Your Honor.
as to the co-defendant?
I'm gonna play it. How about hand it to him, let him refresh his recollection, and ask him an actual question?
Okay.
That's not a bad idea.
Let me hand you this transcript, okay? At the bottom down here.
We could play it. Either way.
Yeah, I'm happy to play it. I can get it up if he wants to.
I just sent the transcript, Your Honor. I'm here for this witness to tell you this story. I'm not so much interested in this.
We don't need all that.
We need all that. That's theater, and it's not what this here is about. You recall this conversation with your mom? Don't get that far yet. I just want you to read that one at the bottom there.
I vaguely recall it, but not much.
What's she asking?
She's asking me, Your Honor, she's asking, does the video show something different? And you were, but then I cut her off and I say, I haven't seen the video. And she says, and you were on the phone with 911 though. And I said, yeah, but I haven't seen the video.
What video?
I think I am asking her in this moment what video she's talking about.
You hadn't seen it.
I have not seen the video.
Yeah. Read that bottom line that says Weldon, carry on to the next sentence with your statement and your mom's statement.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but I haven't seen the video, and does the video show him aiming at us and firing, or did it start too late? Mom, somebody saw him, the guy whoever Ace texted you about, saw the guy pull his gun on you. I cut her off and I said, I looked back at Ace's in my conversation and, do you want me to keep going?
No, I want to know who Ace is.
Ace Parker, he's
It's acquaintance yours, right?
yes,
He's a what?
Acquaintance.
Okay, he's a friend.
You talked to him.
I did.
Okay. And Did you learn anything from him, if you know, that there might have been a video? Or, I mean, why are you talking about a video with your mom, if you know?
I think I'm equally confused in this conversation of what video we're talking about. To this day, I don't know what video they're talking about. They're accusing me of having filmed a video and deleted it.
You ask some questions.
If you filmed it, you know where it started, right?
Correct.
But you're asking your mom here, did it stop too soon? You're asking these questions, right?
I think what I'm trying to figure out in those questions is, if there is a video, does it show him aiming at us and firing?
Okay. But you don't know about a video?
No, I do not know about a video.
Okay. Now, these are in the days after, right?
Correct.
Before the phone came to me. No, I'd like to stand over here, so I like to keep going back and forth with this document, if you don't mind. Would you read this paragraph and that paragraph?
This one to this one?
Yes, sir.
The video showing him aiming at us and firing, or did it start too late? Mom, somebody saw him, the guy, whoever Ace texted you about, saw the guy pull his gun on you. I cut her off here. I looked back at Ace's in my conversation and must have misunderstood it because I don't see where Ace said that I see where, transcript's weird. I don't see where Ace said that I see where said he was at Pooh's with a county council member and they were listening to it over the police scanner. I don't know if someone else told me that, but I've been looking and can't find that anymore. There's somebody in there.
All right.
So you don't know where it came from?
Yeah, that's way out of context for the court. I mean, that's just a huge,
So,
just,
I appreciate that.
I hate to do this, but I have to take a break.
you know what? I'm gonna go along with you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I got, that's probably good.
Everybody's good. All right. How much more you got, Mr. Moss? Thank you.
I want to go through all these phone calls because we're going here.
All right. Let's take till, between 1 and 2, so close to 15 minutes. Be back in a little bit.